After an enforced 5-month break, the Motocross World Championship is finally back. But instead of the planned trip to Patagonia, we are here in Latvia for the first of a triple header in Kegums, the home of the MXGP of Latvia since 2009. The first part of the 2020 MXGP season was dominated by two men. Jeffrey Hurling's arriving in the paddock with a mature new attitude, taking the top step of the podium in both Matterley and Valkenswaard, while defending champion Tim Geiser took race wins at both rounds, is only 9 points behind the Bullet coming into the season restart, and isn't about to give up his world title without a fight. In MX2, a similar duel has already developed. Jago Hirtz victorious in the season opener ahead of Tom Vial, but the Frenchman then showed a stark improvement in his sand skills in Valkenswaard to top the podium there, helped by a big first corner crash for Hirtz in race 2. The Red Bull rider now with a 5-point lead in the championship. The championship calendar is now looking very different and has been cut down from 20 to 16 races, including multiple events in Faenza and Mantova in Italy and in the deep sands of Lommel. The season finale is now due in Patagonia at the end of November. Latvia is a stunning location in which to restart this year's championship, having been independent since the peaceful Singing Revolution in 1990. And the capital Riga is a gem of a city on the Baltic coast, boasting a temperate climate and beautiful architecture. The Motor Centre Zelterzerks is based about an hour southeast of the capital in the centre of the country and is ripped and ready for the third round of the 2020 FIM Motocross World Championship.
My name is Bailey Malkovich. I'm from Victoria, Australia, and I ride for Honda 114 Motorsports.
I'm Nathan Crawford, I'm from Australia. We're over here for my first year in Europe with the Honda 114 Motorsports. It's just good to have someone from your own country. That's helpful. He lives next door to me, so that's also helpful to have someone close by.
When we saw that we could have both of them, we thought about this, that having a pair, same nationality, same language would be better for them. Now I really love the Australian spirit.
Winning the Junior Worlds at Horsham, at my home country, it definitely opened up some doors in my career. I had a lot of people supporting me, which made it 10 times better, and especially just the support I had there was unreal. Leading up to the first couple rounds of the GPs, I unfortunately had a crash at a pre-season race and tore my ACL. After the break, I've took the time to really make my knee stronger and make it so it's usable and ready to go racing. With the new GP schedule, there's a lot of sand tracks, so I'm pretty happy about that. I'm excited to go see some new tracks, and definitely with some sand and loam, it definitely will help me a bit.
The racing here is completely different, honestly, to Australia. It's intense all the way through the field. There's such a wide variety of good riders here. So yeah, it's uncomparable. The first 2 rounds, was I happy? I mean, it's a starting point for me really, but I've got a lot more in me. Just having more time on the bike and learning the Honda, I feel a lot better, so I've got high hopes for the rest of the season.
My goals, like targets for this season, hopefully get a couple top 5s and just work my way inside.
My target for this season, minimum I want to stay inside the top 10 for the rest of the year. I really believe when I am comfortable and riding at my best and everything's going well, I'm more than good enough to be a top 5 guy and banging on the door for podiums.
Target is the podium. I would like to be back on the podium, definitely. We did it the 2 first years, so a podium would definitely feels really good actually. The target for long term is be world champion again, but as a team manager.
Here's a lap with Jago Kietz, the Monster Energy Yamaha factory rider in the MX2 class. 85 meters to turn 1, that tight right. Then we head down past pit lane into turn 2, the left-hander. And as we head uphill for the first time and over this shallow crest, you can see what's going to greet the riders, a whole wave of bumps and ruts as we head over this little crest into a tight left-hander. Now this is a series of 180 lefts and rights. And as we exit this right-hand turn, this is the run towards the finish line over the iPhone jump, a short, sharp jump into this left-hander. Outside there is no jump, inside you have a slight mogul. Then we hit the Monster Energy finish line jump. And as we land, we are into this right-hand corner. Very hard underneath, easy to make a mistake there and through this left-hander as well. Over a short tabletop. And then again, a choice of lines here, slightly higher to the left-hand side, but we swing around this left, and then we have the step up, highest point of the racetrack here. We have a bank turn, higher on the outside, through that right-hander, an awkward little step down, and then a short, sharp pyramid jump, a small double, followed by a single, and then we have 2 tabletops here. The second one, the Monster Energy one here, slightly longer than the first. And at the end of the straight, a series of waves, you can double and bounce your way into the right-hand corner. A lot of passing opportunities in this corner on this racetrack. A short tabletop here, into the left. And then as we exit this turn, we are immediately into a series of 12 waves. A lot shallower this year than they were last year. But you can double, triple your way through. And depending on how you execute that wave system, depends whether you make a pass towards the end of that straight or not. We head right uphill over the final Monster Energy jump on the racetrack here, apart from the one on the finish line, of course, but it's a short tabletop into this 90-degree right. A chicane here, left and right, takes us back onto the start straight, and from there the riders embark on another lap of this Zelta Zerk circuit. Time practice session here for the MX2. Mattis Boromé put in the fastest lap of 1:55.5. That's the benchmark. Oh, and Olsen goes down, just pushing a little bit too much, and that looks pretty awkward actually, the way that he fell, and he knows it as well. It was just started the lap.
This sport is tough sometimes. Thomas had a small crash in the last day of riding before coming here to Latvia. He had a small fracture in his shoulder blade. A lot of stiffness and soreness in the neck and the shoulder area. So we've done everything what we can to get him on the start line, and he will give it a go, and we'll see what happens.
Welcome to Latvia, everybody. 1st of March, we're at Matchley Basin. A week later, we're in Valkenswaard for the MXGP of the Netherlands, and 154 days later, we find ourselves back here for the MXGP of Latvia. We've had 154 days between gate drops, and maybe the nerves are starting to show already in the early stages of this race. And coming in from the outside, it looked like Vial it is, who exits the first turn right up front where he wants to be. Hits there in 2nd position. Van der Moosdijk, who's there in 3rd position. Boromé 4th. Fernandez is in 5th place. Oh, I think Boromé jumped off the circuit there. He did, and he got passed by Fernandez. Jago Kietz is down. So Kietz goes down from turn 3, and look how hard, you see how hard the ground is there and slick. The wheels just went from underneath him. Got a good line around there, hasn't he, Fernandez, and he's launched himself back alongside and passed Olsen. Sweet move back from the Spaniard. It all came from a nice sweeping move around the outside in the turn before that. You know, oh, man down at the end of the straight is Kietz again. And Jago Kietz looks a little bit injured. How costly is that going to be for his championship campaign? We go back to Ruben Fernandez and Rennie Hofer, these two. Fernandez found his way past Hofer, just ran it down the inside. In fact, Fernandez is up to 4th now, so Hofer being pushed down to 5th. Ruben Fernandez looking to go to the inside, and looking to try and steal third, and he may have just done it here, the other side of the double. Fernandez now up in the third place. Fantastic ride for the number 70. Tom Vial, though, out of the final turn, takes the checkered flag, wins race number 1 here, his third race win of the year, and increases his lead at the top of the championship table. Anna Moosdijk second, Fernandez third.
The beginning was good, I was riding really good and feel also good on the bike. And I saw Iago crash, so after I make a little gap every lap. And at the end I just continue pretty easy my race. But it was really hot here in Latvia, so it was really tough the race.
MX2 Race 2, the MXGP of Latvia, and it is very tightly contested between an F&H Kawasaki of Borromée and Tom Vial. The two French riders bang bars at the end of that straight. So Tom Vial leads the way for Red Bull KTM. This has been a solid weekend for Mathis Borromée going after Vial. And Hoffa, his front wheel is broken, not going to go much further with that. Geerts again tries to find his way past the Frenchman. And this time Geerts does go through and swiftly moves into second place. The sand here not behaving as it normally would. We've had a long hot summer, it's hard, it's edgy, it's soft and loamy in places as well. Iago Geerts easily goes through. Maybe Tom Vial allowed that to happen a little bit. Knows he doesn't need to fight with Iago Geerts. This circuit will catch you out if you do not pay attention. Question is, how much has Ruben Fernandez got in the tank here? Burn! Fernandez! How did he get away from that? Just hit the eject button. He's like the Terminator. He's going to keep coming back for more. You watch. Whatever happens from here in the next 7 minutes plus 2, you cannot knock the performance of Fernandez, and he goes by the Frenchman. So into 7th place then. Watch this. Over on the left, top of your screen. So Mathis Borromée, another rider, and Vial's gone straight off. Vial is off the track and managed just to stay ahead of Borromée. Whoa. Tom Vial is going to go through as they start the final lap. And Tom Vial runs him wide. We've got a new race leader. Ah, hello. And as quick as a flash, Iago Geerts responds. Cuts back to the inside. Whoa. Nice move, Iago. And the 193 cruises to the line. Take his 4th career race win. He lights the candles here in Riga. But it's Vial who will win the Grand Prix. Van der Moosdijk over the line there in 2nd, and Borromée will come through in 3rd for 3rd overall. F&H Kawasaki MX2 Racing Team, Mathis Borromée, Rowan van der Moosdijk, his teammate, 2nd overall. But Tom Vial, Red Bull KTM Factory Racing, will stand on the top step of the podium for the 2nd time this year, 3rd time in his career. He arrived here with the red plate. He had a 5-point advantage. He's now got a 22-point advantage over Iago Geerts. Tom Vial continues to lead.
The reason to take the plunge and run my own team was, at this point in my career, I've rode for a lot of good teams. Some teams that I didn't really agree with the way that they ran the team, or how they treated the rider, or how the bikes were sort of developed for the rider. And I just felt like I knew enough people within the industry to just go and crack on with it on my own. Anywhere inside the top 10 for me is a massive achievement in my first year doing it alone. If we can combine that with some good results in the British Championship, I would have to be thoroughly happy with how things have went. With the small crew I have, just me and my dad travelling around in a van, you know, as long as he's happy and I'm happy, then it's the sort of dream team, really. Baby number 2, I think it's going to be getting busy in our camper. I just said we've got quite a small camper at the moment, so definitely on the to-do list for the winter time is to invest in something a bit bigger. The worst / most challenging thing's definitely getting everything together. You know, trying to be team manager, rider, sometimes truck driver, mechanic, alongside my dad. It's definitely a new challenge. Valkenswaard definitely blew me away. Running times within the top 10 all weekend. The 2 races on Sunday, my speed was, you know, easily good enough for top 5 results. I was really disappointed with the first race, not being able to score in that one, but we bounced back in the second race. I know Tony wasn't 100%, but you know, passing the 9 times world champion for 4th place in the second moto was a, you know, a small highlight of the year so far. So hopefully in the restart of this year we can you know, match that form and keep things rolling. If you get a part where you're really slow and you know the guy's right behind you, if you just blast it, you know he's going to be getting a faceful. What you didn't see was he'd done it to me a couple of times before as well, so I knew that when I'd passed him, I went over the thing and I thought, I'm going to do it back, and I just really went for it. It was quite a slow part of the track, so I knew it would work. And yeah, that's part of racing though, isn't it?
Seewer goes pole, 1:55.1, so it was a good lap from Jeremy Seewer. Oh, now it comes through, 1:54.6, so Geiser does go pole. Half a second in the end, slight delay as the time came through. Oh! Hurling throws it away, trying too hard.
I'm really happy to start a day like that. I mean, it was a long wait. I mean, 4 months break was like really difficult, especially when you are used to travel every weekend, you know, every year. So I'm super happy that we are finally back racing, and yeah, the start went, I mean, like the day started really good, so I will just try to continue pushing hard, try to take 2 solid starts and then ride like I know, and that's it.
Good luck for the races.
Thank you.
For the first time this weekend for the MXGP riders, all the big hitters down the inside gates, that's where the start normally comes from. The 5-second borders turn, 30 minutes plus 2 laps. MXGP race 1 is go here. On the outside, I think it was Geiser. And Geiser made a mistake. Yeah, it looks like he's stalled or just caught the foot peg. Yeah, stalled it, hit neutral. I wonder if he went in too deep, knocked the bike into neutral, expecting to go forward, didn't. Well, Koldenoff has capitalised and taken that with both hands. Watch this here, just goes off track slightly, went one way, and good reactions there from Febvre. This time he is round the outside. But I think we might have had a change in lead. We have, because Tim Geiser has gone back past Glenn Koldenoff. A mistake from Koldenoff, was it? Yes, it was in the wave section. Ooh, I tell you what, that was pretty close and very lucky for the number 259. Oh, and Tonus throws it away in the wave sections where he's been so good and so consistent. And Herlings has done Jasikonis through the wave section possibly. But Herlings has got himself into pole position here, and he does charge down the inside of Jeremy Seewer and does take fourth position away with just over a lap to go. Tim Geiser, though, exits the final turn, takes the checkered flag and makes it race win number 48 in his career. Koldenhoff came over the line second, Fevre third, Herlings fourth, Seewer fifth, Jasikonis sixth.
Yeah, I mean, like, it was good. I was enjoying a lot. Got a little arm pump on the beginning, so it was like first race after many months. But anyway, I'm happy. I'm glad with the whole shot. And then on the beginning, I was riding a bit tight, let's say, and then I make a mistake. I stole the bike in the corner. I was able to rejoin the race immediately behind Koldenhoff. And then he make mistake, and then I make a little gap and then control the race. So I'm happy and really looking forward for a second one.
Herlings down in 22nd at the first split. It was him that got caught in that first Kern crash. I'm sure we will look at that again. Koldenhoff leads then. Did he grab the foxhole shot? But it's Koldenhoff who leads. Geiser second, Seewer third, Prado fourth, DeSalle fifth, Fevre in sixth, the leading Kawasaki rider. Right, AJ coming under attack from Prado once again. There was a mistake in the waves there. And he goes around the outside of the Lithuanian, takes a position away, so Prado back up into fourth place. Probably get them later on today as Fevre goes past Prado. And Prado messes up completely, and that allows Jasikonis to get back alongside. And Seewer alongside the championship leader, and he's going to make a move. And the Yamaha rider alongside Geiser. He's got to go the long way round here though, and he does. Wow, full commitment from Seewer. Geiser responds immediately. Knows he's got a fight in his hands. This is perfect for Koldenhoff. Oh, and Geiser. And Geiser is down this time. He was hanging off the side of the bike. He was alongside Koldenhoff as well. Wow. Jeffrey Herlings just goes by. What a turnaround. Feet off the pegs. He tried to side saddle on one peg. Seewer good to respond there, and Fevre looked up just in time. Seewer is making a last lunge for victory here on the Yamaha. Koldenhoff will know he's right there. They're going to be side by side as they crest this hill, and Koldenhoff still hasn't taken a look over his shoulder. Talk about a final lap showdown or a half lap showdown. Glenn Koldenhoff, he will cross the finish line here. He wins race 2. He wins the Grand Prix. A first ever race win for Gas Gas.
Yeah, you know, I had to go really deep, but I have to thank again the team. You know, I pulled such a big hole shot. It's like a rocket out of the gate, and I'm very proud of what we achieved together with my team, Standing Construct Gas Gas, and all the guys from Austria. I think we made history today with Gas Gas, so it's amazing.
Congratulations to Glenn Koldenhoff, the overall winner here this weekend. Tim Geiser second overall, Roman Fevre third. Jeffrey Hurlings maintains his grip on the championship leader's red plate though. But what a day for the standing construct gas factory team.
After an action-packed restart to the season, we've seen Glenn Coldenhoff bag a first ever race and MXGP win for Gas, while Tom Vial prevailed in MX2, extending his championship lead over Jago Hitz. While Jeffrey Hurlings leads the way in the MXGP Championship standings, race 2 here in Latvia was also a very special one for the paddock's elder statesman. For Tanel Liok, this was his 500th GP start, a historic landmark for the Estonian. And with that, part 1 of our Latvian trilogy comes to an end. We'll be back in just 1 week's time with all the best bits from the MXGP of Riga and the MXGP of Kegans. We'll see you then.